Michael, what do you understand with this situation with Carlos Queiroz?
It was fairly simple. Queiroz, I think the GFA has made a decision that there was enough in those games that you enumerated against Panama, England, Croatia, and Colombia, that there was enough in them to build on. Of course, there are question marks about Queiroz's sometimes ultra, almost sleeping tablet kind of football and the way the team plays. And my understanding is that it's a concern that's been raised, but there's also a sense that once he gets more time with the team, because remember the opening game against Panama was his first competitive game. He's barely spent 4 months with the team. There's a sense he can expand the base of the Black Stars a bit more with new players and try to draw in more attacking talent. He will make it better. But the sense is that Queiroz has shown that there is a base. Once you fix the defensive base, you can then build up this team to become a lot more competitive, a lot more successful, a team that can battle the rest of the teams on the continent and maybe do something significant. So that, I think, is the thinking that's going in. The other thinking is that at this stage, we're in July now, August, September, the Black Stars must play Nations Cup qualifiers. Ghana didn't qualify for the last Nations Cup. And I think there is a fear at the highest level of the decision making. And this includes both the ministry and the GFA and everybody, that any change now will mean a new man comes in, must settle, must understand the players, the disruption to the team, the disruption to the players, the disruption to the technical staff and everything. And that ultimately that could prove a problem. I don't believe in that. I think that football has shown that you make changes and you put in the structures, it works. But ultimately, I think those factors have ensured that Queiroz will get an extended spell with this team in order to make it stronger.
But, I mean, I think you are around the team for a bit. What kind of relationship did Carlos Queiroz have with the playing body?
It's difficult to judge that from a distance. We can only judge that based on the things that you've heard. I've heard people say great things about him. I've heard Jordan Ayew them, hold him in high esteem. I've seen in moments a certain level of discipline that he brings to the Black Stars camp, a certain control over the whole team, over every aspect of his operations, over dealings with media, over the nutrition aspect of it, because he even brought in his own nutritionist, over the scheduling, what time they move, at what time they do everything, what time do you go to training, what time do you take your sleep, what time do you have your meals, when everything must be done. I've basically seen him operate more as the manager of the national team rather than as the coach, where he has basically a hand in every single thing that brings the pieces together. So that is the sense that I get. The big conversation, of course, is what needs to change if he takes over. I think the football must change because the football was pretty dry at the World Cup. But also, can he now trust attacking players more? We are still having a conversation about Brandon and Thomas Asante, the only forward player to have provided a goal, but who then has gone on and never really played a big part again. The concerns about will he trust creative players enough, or he's wired in a certain way where it doesn't change. We can only detect that based on how the Black Stars will play in the Nations Cup qualifiers.